And welcome to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. We are getting ready for the show, and we hope you're ready for some great automotive information. Some popular executives head back to Stellantis, Les Jackson, and it's a big change for them. So we'll talk about that. And who killed the Hemi? We know who it was. And
yes, we do.
He's no longer there. Then you have a story on Honda and hybrids.
That's right. 25 years of hybrid sales. I remember testing that vehicle 25 years ago. Actually, I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that is quite the cool vehicle, the Insight, and still a mileage champ. We'll talk about that. And then Aston Martin is showing off its Valhalla, which can be any more different than the Insight. This is a hybrid V8 machine, so we'll talk about that. Here we go.
Your on-air automotive magazine with co-hosts Fred Staab and Les Jackson. Everything you need to know about new and used cars. Industry news. We'll fix or repair your car on the air. Fasten your seatbelts and let us take the wheel. Now, your ride is about to begin. Because you're on Cruise Control. Cruise Control. Cruise Control.
And welcome to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine with Fred Staab and Les Jackson. Les, how you doing?
Very, very good, Fred, and pretty excited, actually, about what's going on in the industry and some upcoming shows. And, hey, things are getting cool, I would say, in a good way.
Okay, well, let's talk about our first story. Some popular executives return to Stellantis. What does this mean for the company? And we know who killed the Hemi. And wasn't these popular executives? Let's just
No,
say
we know who killed that, and we'll tell you.
Yep.
Don't worry. And excuse me. And over at Honda, they're celebrating the 25 years of hybrid sales. They're, of course, terrific at it, and their very first one was the Insight small car. I remember the very, very narrow tires. Still a very interesting car. You remember it well.
Yeah, very cool looking. I like the rear pants for the wheels, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then we're also going to talk about Aston Martin showing off something called the Valhalla. This is a hybrid engine vehicle, a hybrid vehicle with a V8 engine and 3 electric motors, and that means 1,000 horsepower plus, and cool exhaust that looks like it comes right out of the top of the car. How can you go wrong?
How can you go wrong? I just cashed in my entire 401k, put an order in, and I'm going to drive off into the sunset.
Only making 999 of them less, so
that's right.
You better hurry up, right?
Well, I will have to. And Toyota reveals the new 4RUNNER with 9 grades to please just about anyone. That might be a new record.
Yeah, I really think it is, and we'll talk about all the different models, and there's even a Trail Hunter. I had a Trail Hunter that was not a 4RUNNER a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, we'll take a look at the 4RUNNER, one of their most popular models. Pretty cool stuff. And then what is the best-selling vehicle made by Volkswagen? Nope, it's not the one you're thinking of. So we'll tell you about that, and could that lineup be expanding for the U.S. for that model? So there's a little tease for it.
That's right. Well, I kind of always thought that was the top-selling vehicle.
Yep. And then we'll have another top-selling vehicle, not by Volkswagen, but by Toyota, and that is the Camry. So we'll talk about that. Brand new Camry, all hybrid version. So stay tuned to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. We'll be right back. So, any guesses, Les Jackson, on what the best-selling model is from Volkswagen?
Well, I have always thought that the best-selling model worldwide, after the Beetle, was the Golf.
That is correct.
And but most people don't even think about the Golf.
No, they don't, and it is the best-selling vehicle for Volkswagen by a mile, by like three
Yeah.
times over. So we're going to have a story about how production of the Golf might come to a different area, and it might mean that we get a full lineup of Golf, not just the Golf R and the GTI, but the full lineup. I think that would be great because I always thought it was
Yeah.
a great little car.
A lot of very faithful golf enthusiasts out there.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll talk about that. So you're getting ready to order your Aston Valhalla, and what color
Oh
would
yeah,
you get?
not in that color though. I've ordered a nice modest flashy orange.
Well, you're gonna love this next thing I'm gonna say. They promise they will make everyone bespoke.
Yes, I ordered mine with bespokes, extra bespokes. So and a cappuccino machine.
That would be nice. Look at that exhaust poking right
Oh,
out the back of the
That's right
vehicle.
right out of Formula One.
Yeah. Can
Man.
can can you shoot flames out of that? I don't know. Maybe.
I think you'll get some of that back pressure liftoff flame, and the popping sound, although it'll be more modest than
Yeah. Even the detail on
others.
the
Oh,
headlights. Look
just
at it. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff. 999 of these are going to be built.
yep.
So
That's
get your order in.
just when does it end? By the way, when does it end? When are the manufacturers going to stop? Now they've topped 1,000 horsepower. Are we going to go to 2,000?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'd like our audience to decide, is there a horsepower cap? Of course, the electric vehicles make it very easy to build
Yeah.
amazing horsepower. I don't know. I don't know. 1,000, I mean, there will be 1,000 horsepower Corvette pretty soon. So here we go. You bring us in,
Yeah.
Les Jackson.
Cruise Control.
Hey, welcome to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. We are here. He's Fred. I'm Les, and we got some great stories this hour. Kind of, aha, we told you so stories. So let's kick it off with over at Stellantis. Some popular executives have headed back to Stellantis. They left. I think, shall we say, in disgust.
Yes, yes. We're talking about Tim Kinesis, who was the guy that came up with, basically took the Dodge brand and turned it into the Brotherhood of Muscle with the Hemi and Charger and Challenger and some of the incredible things like the Demon and others. And they say this Tavares guy that left was basically destroying the company. He didn't understand the brand. He didn't understand
That's right.
Ram. He didn't understand Dodge. And he was like basically arrogant. And one of the things he wanted gone was the Hemi. He didn't understand it. He didn't like it. And he was told, like, hey, that's a big driver of our sales. And he's like, I don't care. Even to the point where when the new Charger was destined to come out, he said the electric model must come out first, not even the 6-cylinder Hurricane engines. This guy didn't understand the U.S. market. And basically, and then he ruined Ram, too, because they had the wrong product mix, too expensive. and apparently he was the guy, Tavares, that decided they don't need the Hemi anymore. And now that he's gone, I've never seen something happen like this so fast, where basically people have come back. Tim Kinesis has come back, and someone we know and has been on the show many times, Jim Morrison, who used to run Jeep. He ran Ram.
Yeah.
Had a variety of roles. He's come back too. So it's, I guess they're calling in the A team to start fixing up the damage that Tavares has done, right?
Well, and I think everybody has stayed there, the lower echelon, is thrilled that these serious car people are coming back, because they know what they want to do. And all you need is somebody at the top saying, okay, we've got the budget, you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they will do it. They've always been really good at this.
Well, we talked about it last week, and the idea that what they wanted to do is make the Hemi more efficient, right?
Right.
The Kinesis and some of the others. And do you think they will do that? Do you think they will make like a hybrid Hemi? Do you think we talked about this? It was our lead story last week, and I think it's coming back. I do. I think it might come back, yeah. And it will have a power adder, and it will have a Hemi, a hybrid Hemi. It even sounds good.
They have to. Hemi is to Stellantis, Chrysler, Dodge, as Mustang is to Ford. It's just you've got to have that product, because it's history.
Yeah.
So I think you're absolutely right. It'll be a Hemi with some electric backup, very, very efficient Hemi.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to give that name up.
No, they're not. And remember too that the electric Charger is off to such a weak start that they're actually doing incentives on this already before it even arrives at the dealerships, knocking $2,000-$3,000 off or more. So that doesn't bode well. I'll ask you this. Do you think the electric Charger survives?
Yes, I think it will. But I think it's going to be less electric and more Hemi.
Well, here's what I think they might do. They might keep the front half of the drivetrain, electric drivetrain of that, and have the Hemi drive the rear wheels, and then you have a hybrid Hemi.
I don't know. I don't know if the packaging of that is more expensive than just building something from scratch.
I don't know.
But they got good engineers there.
I just think it will. I think they'll come back with it. And I think at first they'll come back with a high-end model that is just the Hemi with high output. They'll bring a model back and drop it into this new car. But we shall see. Plenty to come, and I'm anxious to see how Ram makes a big comeback. Too, with Tim Kinesis.
There are so many different Ram models right now.
I know. We'll be right back with more Cruise Control after this. What do you think has to be done at Ram? I think it's the mix of vehicles, and I think they have to bring out a mid-size truck. There's a lot of talk about the Rampage and all that. To compete with Maverick. And I also think they have to do something about pricing, because they had that Ram Classic, which was a sort of a deal as far as it goes with pickups for pricing. Believe it or not, it was the cheapest pickup in their lineup at $40,000, and it was the older model that they kept building. But they stopped that. So I don't know. They need to get the mix of vehicles right, and I just think Tavares didn't understand this. He didn't understand it. He said oh, it's the center of the company is somewhere between in the middle of the Atlantic, and I just don't think he understood it.
Yeah, I think you've got a guy that was much more European concentrated and didn't want to understand the American market.
Right. Right. I definitely agree. So let's see what happens.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. He's gone. Tell me about you driving the Insight, because that's pretty cool.
The original Insight, which we test drove back in 2000 or 1999, was little. It was very, very different looking. It looked a little bit like an elongated jelly bean. It had extremely narrow tires, like 4.5 inches.
Wow.
High pressure for low rolling resistance. And I drove one of those things out from DC to Route 81 and blasted down Route 81 at 80 miles an hour, and it was very stable.
Yeah.
It ran great. It was quite plain. I mean, this was an exercise at the time. It was the first hybrid I had ever driven, and anyone else in the automotive press.
The first one in the U.S. It beat Prius by a number of years, 2 or 3 years.
And I've thought many times over the years, it would be fun to get one of these if you could get one cheap and hold on to it as a collector.
We're coming in, Les. You come in.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. Fred and I are embarking on a 25-year anniversary.
Not us.
Almost for us, but certainly for Honda.
Right.
And that's 25 years of hybrids. The very first one they made was the Honda Insight, little two-seater car.
Yeah.
It ran great. It did everything well. It was different looking, just as the Prius is. And most of us, well, it was funny. When we went to the reveals back then, a lot of people in the automotive press said, "Well, it's a little economy car and it's kind of ugly, and we don't think anybody's going to buy it." Well, those people, by the way, aren't in the automotive press anymore, because boy, did people buy Honda and Toyota hybrids.
Yeah. Well, this was the first hybrid. I mean, it beat out the Prius.
It was.
3-cylinder, 1-liter engine, 70 miles to the gallon. It still has the record for any hybrid of miles per gallon. I think the best you can do now with the Prius Prime is what, 54, 55?
Yeah, about 54. Yeah.
Yeah, it just burns gas like crazy, huh? But I always thought this was cool. Very low coefficient of drag. I think it was 0.25, if I remember correctly.
No, it was 0.19.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was really down there.
And it had those wheel pants in the back, and didn't look terrible inside. It looks like you could get it with an automatic or a manual. Did you try the manual?
No, I drove an automatic, and real comfortable.
Yeah, and you had a hatch in the back to keep your stuff in. Just 2 seats, right?
Right, and everyone looked at you on the road. Everyone that you went by you looked at you.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I would like to take one and make it even more aerodynamic. Lower it down, maybe a little bit. I don't know. What do you think? Could you improve on 70 miles per gallon?
I doubt it.
It's pretty good. It's like, how much do you want?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty tough. And we might be good engineers, but we're not as good as Honda's hundreds of engineers.
Right.
But I think it would be a very good collectible.
Well, they are around. They are easily found, and they're not that expensive. They're not that expensive.
I
They
don't
have
know
a
where
lot
you
of
get
miles on them, though.
yeah, I don't know where you get the batteries.
I bet if you look, there is probably a whole forum of people that are modding these things and keeping them running and thinking of ways
Probably.
to. Yeah, but hey, congratulations to Honda. And then they brought out the Insight not that long ago, and it was just looked like a
It was just
regular
was
car.
yeah, it was just a loss leader discount entry car.
Yeah, it wasn't as exciting as this, but I remember seeing that, and I thought, wow, that looks futuristic. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I remember when driving past me, I think it was in town somewhere, and I looked up. I was like, wow, what's that? That's kind of cool. Did that guy build that himself? So, something that you would never think somebody built by themselves is the brand new vehicle from Aston Martin. It's called the Valhalla. And it is quite the machine. This is their first hybrid, and this is a twin turbocharged V8 flat plane crank dry sump lubrication system. On top of that, they have 3 electric motors, right? So that 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 delivers 817 horsepower on its own. And then there are 3 electric motors, including 2 on the front axle, that bring the horsepower output to 1,064.
Answering the question, how complex can you possibly get?
It is truly cool car.
But I want to drive it.
Yes, me too. 0 to 62 in 2.5 seconds, 217 mile per hour top speed.
Yep.
This is cool. This is cool, and only 999 of these are going to be made. They are built around a carbon fiber monocoque body, or chassis, I should say. Aluminum subframes are then attached to the front and rear of the tub, and it has a trick push rod suspension with inboard springs and dampers. This is basically a race car that you can put a license plate on.
It's basically a race car, and I'm hoping I don't see the price because it's going to be a lot.
Yes, each one I believe is going to be bespoke, so you will.
And bespokes are expensive.
Bespokes, yeah, it comes with spokes. Someone asked, is this a manual or automatic? It has a new hybridized 8-speed dual-clutch transmission equipped with a highly responsive, hydraulically actuated electronic rear differential. So it's a flappy paddle.
It's a floppy paddle, and it goes real fast. 2.5 seconds to 62 you feel that.
Yeah, that will leave a mark.
Yeah. No, I mean, you just...
Seats don't look all that comfortable, do they?
No, it's not. That's not... You're reaching the point where the acceleration is not comfortable.
But, I mean, the seats don't look comfortable
The
either.
seats don't look comfortable at all. They don't look like they have any padding.
Yes. Just a little bit for the head area. But I tell you what, carbon fiber seats, carbon tub, carbon fiber everywhere. I would say, is it $1 million vehicle? Is it?
I think $1 million is yeah.
I like the little pull on the door. Yeah, little flapper to keep your driving gloves in there. Lime green would not be my take, but
No. I would like a more modest color.
yeah. If you are a fan of a hybrid V8 powered supercar, though, you could get the Corvette E-Ray, which would be a lot less expensive than this.
Yeah, it aside from the lime green, it actually could be a beautiful car.
I'm sure they'll paint it any color you like.
I think in a nice silver.
Yes, silver would be nice. Red, of course, would always be nice. Blue.
That's right. And Aston Martin has always had a policy. They'll paint a car any color you want. People have brought in drapery samples.
Yes.
Over the years, they will mix that color.
I believe I remember a story where someone had a poodle, a champagne-colored poodle, and they brought it into Rolls-Royce, and they put the dog on the scanner. It wasn't, they just basically took a tight photo of the dog's back, and the lady said, I want my Rolls-Royce to be the color of my dog because I like that color. So they scanned the dog and came up with a paint SKU for it and painted it. So...
And the name of the color?
They did not. I don't remember name.
I mean, you got to come up with a great name for it. I guess the dog's name is Snookums.
I don't know. I don't know.
Snooker Poodle or
we are just getting to conjecture at this point.
That's it.
So, yeah, there you have it. The Valhalla. When we come back, we are going to take a look at the brand new Toyota 4Runner. A lot of new models to talk about there. 9 in total, Les Jackson. So get ready because we're going to go through that when we come back on Cruise Control. Used to have a lot of different models out there. I remember even engines. You could get like 6 different engines in a vehicle.
That's right.
And then they stopped it. And some have even lately stopped it. They simplified it to make it less expensive. Not so much on this 4Runner. There are 9 different models, which we're going to break down.
Where typically you see 3 or 4.
Yeah.
9 is more than three or 4.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, actually. I have to say that they did this, and I'm excited to break them all down. And some of them, some appeal to a luxury person. Some are more hardcore off-roaders. Some are extremely hardcore off-roaders. I think I would fall somewhere in between because I don't need the complete, over the top type of situation, but then I do like some of the off-road looks. So, hey, we're coming back in, so let's get ready.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. We are going to go head over to Toyota and check out the new 4Runners, and there are a lot of them to check out.
Yeah, there certainly are.
Fred just mentioned that he would be somewhere in the middle of the road, sort of some off-road, some comfort. I'm a stirred, not shaken person.
Okay.
So I would go for the comfort. And if I take it off-road, okay, it's going to bounce around and I may blow a tire. I don't care. But I want everyday driving to be quiet and comfortable.
Well, maybe you're more of a limited person. I mean not
Possibly.
that I don't mean that as you're limited. I mean, but let's take a look at this overall. I mean, this is an all-new clean sheet vehicle. A standard iForce powertrain with up to 278 horsepower, and available iForce Max with 326. This is basically the Tacoma with with the 4Runners based on the Tacoma, and now they have applied. They already brought out the Tacoma. Now they're bringing out the 4Runner, which is the SUV version of it. So you get that available iForce Max, which with up to 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque, and standard power rear window with an available hands-free power liftgate, so you can lower the rear window yet still. First ever Trail Hunter and Platinum grades now offered. Available 14-inch touchscreen display, Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. And the MSRP for the full lineup starts at $40,770 plus $1,450 for delivery. It's going to go on sale early 2025.
And goes way up from there.
Oh, yes. Yes. Let's talk about the 9 grades, shall we? 9 grades.
Let's do that. The base,
right?
If we want to call it that, the TRD Sport grade. I'm sorry, the SR5.
Yep.
Well equipped. Well, they are. 7-inch color monitor, so on and so on.
12 cup holders.
12 cup holders. That's important. When you're off-road and bouncing around, you want
lots of
coffee
things
to
in
be
cups.
Shooting up.
Yeah. Then there's the TRD Sport, which adds a sport tuned suspension, 20-inch alloy wheels, gloss black hood scoop, which I don't think is functional, which annoys me.
I don't think so.
Automatic climate control and a large 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and a wireless phone charger.
So I think that's going to be what most people at a minimum want.
Okay. And then TRD Sport Premium builds on the TRD and adds Softex trimmed power seats. Softex is a pretend kind of leather. 14-inch audio multimedia touchscreen with JBL Premium Audio. And the JBL Flex speaker that you pop out of the dash, which is kind of cool. They'll probably take those out of the press vehicles because it will pop out of the dash and into someone's collection. Power liftgate and TRD shift knob. Okay.
And heated steering wheel.
Heated steering wheel. Now you're talking.
I'm willing to pay some money for a heated steering. Not a whole lot, but I'm willing to pay money for a heated steering wheel.
Okay.
Then we have the TRD off-road. You got all the other stuff, but they add strength underbody protection, 18-inch wheels, 33-inch all-terrain tires, Bilstein shocks, multi-terrain select and crawl control, and now the ride is starting to get, let's say, choppy.
Rugged.
Let's say choppy.
Okay. I had the Tacoma Trail Hunter. I didn't think it was bad, actually, the ride. Sometimes those off-road trucks with the big tires, it's like, because you get like 12-inch wide sidewalls.
That's true. And 15 inches of suspension travel.
Yeah. But then we keep going off. Where did you end off TRD Sport Premium?
The TRD Off-Road. Now then we want TRD Off-Road Premium.
Yeah. Multi-terrain monitor, Softex seats, 14-inch audio multimedia touchscreen, premium audio, and heated steering wheel. Now, the limited grade. You like the limited grade, I think.
Well, I generally like limited versions of vehicles.
Okay. More sophisticated driving experience.
Well, that's me. I mean, obviously, look at me.
So, the limited grade, 14-inch touchscreen, ventilated leather trim front seats, and digital rear view mirror, power moonroof. Then we get into the Trail Hunter. Now, Trail Hunter, I've reviewed that, as I said, the Tacoma Very capable. This thing has a
Right.
snorkel on it. And it has goodies from ARB and Old Man Emu suspension. I love that.
Yep.
But they're not done yet, are they? There's yet another one.
There's yet another one, and that's the 4Runner TRD Pro,
Uh-huh.
which has a bunch of stuff. TRD tuned Fox QS3 internal bypass shocks. They're very good. With 2.5-inch aluminum housings. Now,
Wow.
anytime they advertise a shock, you can expect this to be a bouncy ride.
Right. Yes.
And anyway, it has quick switch technology, manual adjustment of compression damping on each shock to match the terrain. This is for serious off-road guys running the Baja. The interior is available black or cockpit red. I vote for the red.
Oh, yeah.
With technical camo pattern inserts. Man.
Yes, they've done. I've seen that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty. I like it.
That's right. Heated and ventilated seats. Okay. And it has a performance air intake and exhaust to allow the Max Air iForce Max engine to breathe more efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 20-inch LED light bar.
Yeah, which
Man.
is interesting. On the press vehicles, the light bars are not active. I don't know whether that's a local law or whatever, but they don't turn on. They must have pulled the. They must have pulled the fuse. I would imagine. But.
Yeah, they don't want. And obviously, police cars. Over the years, we've tested a few police cars. You can't use the siren or the light. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, that is incredible, isn't it? The amount of
it really is. Just being able to. Well, of course, everything's on computers, but it's just to be able to differentiate those as they're going through the line. It's wow.
Well, also too, it must take you like 3 days to order one because it's like, well, how do you decide? I guess, they know what people want, so they'll probably have a couple of those on the lot, and
Well, I think, I don't want a screen that's the size of my computer monitor. I'd like to see out the windshield. I want cup holders. I want heated steering
12
wheel,
of them.
heated seats.
Yeah.
12. Well, I don't need 12. And I want power seats, of course, and comfortable seats.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll have a full at-the-wheel review of the Toyota 4Runner coming up. Maybe not all 9 models, but
I doubt it.
Let's move over to Volkswagen. Do you know Volkswagen has built 180 million vehicles?
That's really impressive, actually.
But two models are in the lead. One is one that you're probably familiar with or would think, and the other one is the Golf. The Golf is the most successful vehicle ever made by Volkswagen. Isn't that? They've sold more than 37 million Golfs around the world.
And I remember when the Beatles hit like 23 million, outselling the original Model T Ford, and that was the record.
That was big news, right? So there you have it.
Look at the Golf. It's 37 million.
Yeah. Hey, when we come back, we'll have an at-the-wheel review of the brand new Toyota Camry hybrid. They're all hybrids now, so we'll have an at-the-wheel review. Les, I think it's got a feature you like. So we'll tease that and be right back with Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Coming up, we'll have an At the Wheel review of the Toyota Corolla Hybrid with this cool red interior. We'll be right back. The color of this car is heavy metal, by the way. Heavy metal. I like that name.
Heavy metal. That's a great name for a color.
Yeah, I like that color, too. Maybe that Valhalla would look good in that color. What do you think?
It would go well with that.
Yeah, with that color wheels and, yeah. So, hey, coming up when we come back on Cruise Control. And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Fred Staab and Les Jackson, we are glad you are here and along for the ride. It's At the Wheel time. Big news for the Camry. The Camry is now all hybrid, and I think that's a trend we will see continue across the Toyota lineup. Great MPG and also great drivability as well. It's a large car. Right off the bat, we'll say it gets a combined city highway number of 44. And this is a large vehicle, Les. It really is. Cool color on this car. Heavy metal. It's sort of a kind of a burnished silver, which I liked a lot. And it is paired on the inside with some red, very red leather perforated seats. I love that. The red leather also goes onto the door panels, even wraps the dashboard trim, and I'm just very impressed with this. The Camry used to be just a car, reliable but boring. Not anymore. Soft touch materials all the way around, ventilated leather on the door panels, and a lot of piano black around on the inside. Big screen on the inside with all the things you've come to know and love from Toyota. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless, heated and cooled front seats with push buttons and a lot of buttons for all your features like defroster and temperature control, dual zone climate control, all that. Easy to get to. And I really like that about the vehicle because heated steering wheel, auto and two different levels. I love that. Heated steering wheel. Who doesn't love a good heated steering wheel? Yeah. Center console, pretty basic. Got a wireless charger. Look at the detail even on the little knobs for adjusting the vents. They even have like a kind of a feature there. They went the extra mile. There's all kinds of textures, that slatted look on the dash. I love on the passenger side. Out back, decent room, easy to get in. They have not cheaped out on the materials out back. Same thing for the red interior, and then, of course, the door panels have the same treatment. Decent legroom, not huge, but I enjoyed it. Interesting, the leather is not perforated on the rear door panels, and there is some more hard plastic back there, but they haven't really cheaped out on it. A couple of complementary USB connections on the back, mounted down very low. That's about it as far as rear seat amenities go. Overall, nice interior. I love the dash treatment. Some people didn't like the fact that the console kind of swerved around like that, but I didn't mind. Out back, blacked out Camry sign. You do have door hinges that kind of impede and go into the storage area, but it does allow the trunk lid to pop way up and make for easy access. This vehicle was so new, even the pulls to drop the seats still had the plastic on it, so we got one right away. Nice find under here. Even though it's a hybrid, you still get a space saver spare and all the tools to go along with it, which is nice. Underneath the hood, we've got a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, the fifth generation Toyota hybrid system, which is an exclusive to the Camry. 232 combined
horsepower. Did a nice job of moving the vehicle around. And as I said, who doesn't love 44 miles to the gallon in the city, 43 on the highway for an aggregate number of 44. Got the big face grille out front. We had the optional two-tone paint. Looks great with this color, the black in there, the blacked out rear Camry lettering, and the wheels. I love the look of these wheels. They really complemented that heavy metal paint color in a great way. I really thought this was a slick-looking Camry, and I think back to Camrys of the past that were not so slick-looking, but were reliable cars. So now it's reliable and slick-looking and gets great mileage. Buy sedans. They're really nice. Think about a sedan.
That's right.
You know, it's not a bad thing. So let's look at the pricing on this. The manufacturer's suggested retail price. By the way, this is all-wheel drive vehicle too. I should mention this is all-wheel drive. $36,125. So we ordered a special color, which was that heavy metal, $425. Then we got the Premium Plus package that includes traffic jam assist, Drive Connect trial subscription, front cross traffic alert, 9-speaker JBL premium sound system, ventilated front seats, 10-inch head-up display, digital key capability, remote connect with a trial subscription, roof with the panoramic glass roof with front power tilted slide moonroof. That was $4,075. We added the two-tone midnight black metallic roof, $500. Worth it. Looks cool. Illuminated trunk sill, $450. Front access lighting, $389, and 19-inch dark gray metallic wheels, which really set it off. They were $1,500. All in with options, $43,474. Of course, you got to go for the $1,095 delivery. All in, $44,569. So what you have is a large sedan, good room for passengers, great room out back in the trunk, and you get the mileage of a Corolla, basically, which is pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is amazing.
Several years ago when they upped the game of the Camry, I thought, this is great. This is going to be a hit. And I think it is, although everyone wants an SUV. But just attention to detail, the two-tone silver with red has always been one of my favorites. I always think it's an elegant look, and they've really pulled it off. I do love the hybrid drivetrain, that 5th generation hybrid drivetrain. I love the fact that you get that mileage. Some of the dislikes, there's a few little cheapy bits like the USB port flaps in the back. I don't know. They could have given the rear seat passengers a little bit more control over things, I think. I don't think that's available in other models on the Camry lineup, but that's okay. Not terrible. I think overall it's a great vehicle, great visibility out the vehicle, comfortable to drive, great economy, great performance, stylish. I don't know. I think it's a hit, and they saved. I know I always repeat this, but something like 48 million gallons of gas by taking the Camry and going all hybrid. I think that's great. I believe that the RAV4 will be next. Why not? And
I think you're right. Yeah, any high volume model, they want to just convert it to hybrid, and the economies of scale will work out.
And this is built in Georgetown, Kentucky. That is the final assembly point for that. So it is probably has a lot of American content in it. It doesn't break it down.
Oh, sure.
On this, but it is built in Georgetown, Kentucky. So that's not a bad deal right there. So the Toyota Camry hybrid, we still say hybrid. This is the XSE all-wheel drive model. I guess actually they don't call that a hybrid model because that is not a standalone model anymore. They're all hybrids.
Right. It's just Camry.
Camry XSE all-wheel drive, and it's all-wheel drive. So if you're worried about you know, hey, I need an SUV because I want all-wheel drive. Well, you've got it, you know. So I think it's a win. But what do you think? Let us know. I think you're buying a reliable vehicle. It will last you a long time. Gets the great mileage. Win, win, win. We hope you've enjoyed this At the Wheel review of the Toyota Camry Hybrid and the whole show, Cruise Control. Time for me to say I'm Fred Staab.
I'm Les Jackson.
We are going to see you down the road.
Bye.